Hello guys, welcome to another new video. In this video we're gonna review Canon M100. So this is the M series Canon mirrorless camera, and you can see the screen can flip up, so it's really good if you want to take a selfie shot or do a self vlogging. It's such a lightweight camera. You can see how small it is, and it has this M mount, so you can pretty much use all the M mount lenses and also all the old EF mount lenses for the Canon DSLR. So let's talk about the technical specification for this camera. So this camera was launched in 2017, so it's a 4-year-old camera, and the ISO range for this camera goes from 100 to 25,000. So it's a really good ISO range, so it's really good for low light performance because it is better than D80 camera, and it is a 24 megapixel sensor, so you can take really nice sharp photos. 24 megapixel is more than good enough, guys, even in 2021, because for social media account you just need maybe 2 or 3 megapixels for Facebook and Instagram. If you talk about the frame per second, it can shoot up to 6 frames per second in a continuous mode, which is really good. If you talk about the weight of this camera, it's around 300 gram, and the battery life is around 300 shots. So not very high, but not very less either, guys. And the screen is like this. You can flip it up, flip it down, and it's a touch screen. It has 49 autofocus point, and this camera does have this dual pixel autofocus technology of Canon, so it is really good when it comes to autofocus. So if you are shooting your own video, it is always gonna try to keep your face in focus, and that too in a very smooth motion, so there won't be any hunting of the focus or the focus noise when you are doing your video. It is awesome when it comes to video making, guys. And for photography as well, it takes great photo. While I'm talking and explaining things in this video, I'm gonna put the sample photos that I've taken with this camera, and also the sample video that I've taken with this camera, so you can check for yourself how the photo quality and the video quality from this camera is gonna be like. If you talk about the video capability of this camera, it can shoot up to 1080p, that is full HD, 60 frame per second. You can also shoot in 30 frame per second and lesser frame rates as well. So 60 frame per second is a really good number actually, because 60 frame per second gives you a sharper looking video, and you can if you want to make a slow motion, you can slow down in the post. And if you want to see the overview of the camera from the side, it looks like this. So from here you can put the SD card from this side, and here is like the HDMI and the USB port for this camera, and it does feature a flash port as well, so the flash can pop on like this, and it is a flexible flash, so you can actually move it back and forward. So if you want to bounce the light off the ceiling, you can tilt it a bit back, and then it will try to fire the flash, and the light would bounce off the ceiling, and it will give you a much nicer looking image rather than firing the flash directly onto the face. And if you talk about the top mode dial, so it is almost same like the Canon EOS M3 and Canon EOS M original or the M10. It doesn't have dedicated dial for like choosing the fully manual mode or like the aperture priority or the shutter priority or the program mode. So for doing that, you have to actually go into the menus. So if you are in the photo mode, so then you can go into the menu and then choose, like if you want to choose shutter priority or aperture priority, and then you can adjust the shutter speed, ISO, and whatever. You can adjust everything just like you can do in a DSLR or mirrorless camera, but it is couple of extra steps. So that is something I didn't like about this camera, but you can pretty much do everything. The image quality is excellent from the camera, video quality is excellent as well. You can do everything with this camera. And talking about the good thing about this camera, I really like the screen, because then when you are looking at the screen, you are kind of looking at the lens as well, so it doesn't look like that you're looking sideways in case of a screen that are like articulating on the side. So when you're looking at the screen, it looks like you're looking away from the lens. So I like this. Now talking about the negative part about this camera, it doesn't have a horseshoe mount, so I didn't like that, and it doesn't have a good grip. Like, So when you are holding it, you don't feel so comfortable. You always feel like, that I might drop this camera. Also, it doesn't have a viewfinder, electronic viewfinder, so that is a miss. It doesn't have a horseshoe mount, so you cannot connect like external flash or some other, you cannot connect a mic on top of this. And yeah, it doesn't have a microphone input, which is really a game changer, because if you would have had a external mic input, you can connect a really good mic and get a better audio. So you would have to record your video externally, audio externally, using some sound recorder or in your mobile phone, and then you have to sync them up in the post later on. So I didn't like this part about this camera, but other than that, it looks like a pretty nice solid camera. You can do a lot of good things with this. You can take great photos, and you can take really good videos as well. The sensor is very good. It's lightweight, so small, it is very easy to carry if you're traveling. And the lens that it comes with, 1545, is a great lens as well, and it's a STM lens, so it doesn't make any noise when it is trying to focus, and it focuses very smoothly in the video. Dual pixel autofocus is awesome, guys. You're way too beautiful, girl, and that's why it will never work. You'll have me suicidal when you say it's over. Damn all the beautiful girls, they only gonna do you dirt. They'll have you suicidal when they say it's over. So who is this camera for? So this camera is pretty much for the vloggers, or the content creator who want to vlog or move around in the city, and they want to show themselves talking to the camera, and show the city or the places they are visiting. And also, if you are shooting indoors as well, you can record guitar covers or talking head kind of videos like this if you are indoor. And you can also do some really nice photography, because it is a Canon M mount, so you can use all the older lenses and the newer lenses as well. If you use this camera with the Canon 22mm STM M mount lens, then it's gonna be a really good camera for vlogging, because 22mm is a nice focal range for vlogging and also using it indoors as well. And that is a f2 lens, so it will give you nice low light performance with because it has a bigger aperture as well. If we talk about the cost for this camera, I got this one for around $150, and it has hardly been used. Maybe it was used 2 or 3 times, so it is almost in a new condition. So I got a really good deal with this camera. So if you can also get this camera for $150 or 150 euros, then it's gonna be a really good deal for Christmas, because it is still just 4-year-old camera, and it is almost in terms of image quality almost same like M50. So it's quite a latest camera, so you can still do great stuff with this camera for creating content for YouTube or taking photos and those kind of things. If you can use this Viltrox speed booster with this camera, then you can get even more depth of field with the EF full mount lenses. It will kind of make this like a full frame mirrorless camera, that too at just 300 grams and just $150. That would be kind of the cheapest mirrorless camera on planet, and this would be able to do almost similar kind of job that you can do with Canon EOS RP full frame mirrorless camera, which is almost $1,000 just for the body. So consider this camera if you want to get a kind of a nice mirrorless camera on budget for video making, and use maybe a Viltrox speed booster to get it to work like a full frame camera. Okay guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. And if you have any question about this camera, you can put your comment below. You can also follow me on Instagram. The ID is over here in the corner, and you can directly reach out to me there with your question. I will always reply to all of you guys, and I will see you in the next video guys. Goodbye.